Hey guys, thanks for watching Homesteading on the Side, and tonight to go with dinner we're going to make some Cheddar Bay Biscuits. So I have never made these before. This is going to be a first time experience for me of making these, I guess, Red Lobster roll biscuits. And I figured all they are is drop biscuits with cheddar cheese and then like a garlic butter on top. So we're going to give this a go and see what we can come up with. And I'm going to use just like a basic drop biscuit recipe and add some garlic and cheese in it. So we are going to need some sugar, some milk. I am out of whole milk, which I prefer to use for biscuits, but I have the 1%, so that's what I'm going to use. Some butter. One whole stick will go in the biscuits, and then I'll only use about 2 or 3 tablespoons for the top. I've got baking powder, a block of cheddar that I will shred, some salt. Here I've got dried parsley, garlic powder, and I was going to put a pinch of seafood seasoning in it just because they're from Red Lobster, the seafood restaurant, and I'm out. So if you want to use some, go for it. I don't have any to use, so I'm not going to put it in this recipe. And then some flour. So let's get started. Alright, so I grated all the cheese. Gotta test it, make sure it's good. Grated all the cheddar cheese. I have melted a stick of butter, measured out a cup of milk, and I have 2 cups of flour here that I just whisked together. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a tablespoon of baking powder, a tablespoon of sugar. I always want just a little bit of sweetness. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Let's see if I can get this open. Of course not. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. I don't measure the salt. I just kind of eyeball it. And if you're using salted butter, don't add any salt. I use unsalted butter. So I'm going to whisk this. And I'm going to go ahead. And I know I don't have much, but just whatever seafood seasoning I can get out, I'm going to go ahead and add. Yep. Hardly nothing. Alright, and then what I do, or what I'm going to do, is go ahead, and since I'm not measuring the cheese, I'm just going to add a bunch and mix it in with the flour just to kind of see what it looks like, to see if I want a little more in there or if it's good. And I just use a fork. Yeah, that looks good. So I used about half of it, so half a block of cheese. Yeah, that looks good. And then all I'm going to do is just kind of make a well in the center. And you don't want to overwork these because then they'll get tough. But I'm going to add my cup of milk and my stick of melted butter. And then just use my fork to kind of fluff it and mix it all in. And it'll come together quick. And once it all does come together, stop working at it, because then that's when you're going to start getting it tough. So let me get this together. I'll be right back. Alright, so it's together. You can see it's thick and it's real stiff. So I've just got a baking dish or a cookie sheet here, and I'm actually just going to spray this real quick. And then all I'm going to do is just take a big spoonful, just about like that, and drop it. Form it just a little, and there we go. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. You can see they're about the size, a little smaller than my fist. So just take a good amount, drop them on, add a little more to that one, just like that. So let me get this all filled up. And I'm just going to divide this evenly. So if I fill up the tray and I have extra, I'm just going to divide it among the ones that I have. That way I don't have to put an extra tray in. So they're all done. I got 11. I probably should have made 12, but I did 11. And I'm going to make the sauce to go on top. And I've just got 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of dried parsley and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. These are going to go in the oven at 450 degrees for about 10 minutes. They're out of the oven and they're all done, and they smell delicious. So I'm just going to take the butter here, and it's just 2 tablespoons of butter, a teaspoon of dried parsley, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder with a pinch of salt. And I'm just going to spoon it all over the top of each one. And the extra cheese that I had in the bowl, I'm making chicken tetrazzini tonight for dinner. I'll leave a card to it. And I just took the rest of that cheese and just put it over the top. Oh wait, nothing's wasted and I don't have to dirty up a Tupperware in the fridge. So these are my version of the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay Biscuits. I hope you make them, hope you love them, hope you enjoy.